Today I'm going to be demoing some of the features of this Dynamic Templater plugin that I wrote for Amplenote. This has been a useful plugin to me, and what this plugin allows you to do is basically create templates that are a little more powerful and dynamic than the standard static templates of Amplenote. And what essentially we'll be able to do, you can check out the README later, is we'll be able to add different kind of complex date expressions and dynamic links and all sorts of fun stuff that allow us to do a little more with it. And so I'm going to just show you a few examples of what that looks like. Here I've created this template, my weekly review, because I have a practice of every week kind of reviewing the prior week and just seeing what takeaways I have as I plan the next week. And so as part of that practice, I go through and check out the daily jots for the week. And so normally you'd have to go search for that or go find them, track them down, and select them one by one. But here I've added this section, daily jots for the week. And what this is going to do when I insert it is it's automatically going to link to every daily jot for the prior week using these kind of date expressions. And so there's a much more convenient way where I can just kind of scroll through these, and we're going to see that in a moment. It's also going to add a task to actually do it and review daily jots for the weekly review. And it's going to say start now. So you can add these start and hide expressions, kind of determine when the start and hide dates for the task are in a dynamic way. And again, you can put any sort of date expression in there. It supports quite a bit. It's also going to link, have this complex link here where it's actually linking to the weekly review that we are just creating. And so it's a note under Journal Weekly with this long, kind of complex expression for the name, and it's going to link directly to the daily jots for week section. So it's going to head straight here. And the reason we're doing that is so we can be in our task or calendar view, and when I see this task, I can just go hit that link and automatically go to this weekly review without having to track it down. I'm also adding a task here to check this weekly review again when I do my monthly review. And so at the beginning of each month, I go back through and check each of my weekly reviews to see what I need to summarize. And so I'm doing that, and I'm going to hide it to the beginning of next month because it's irrelevant. I don't want it polluting my tasks right now. And also I'm going to start it on the first weekday of next month at 10 a.m. That's because I generally do my monthly reviews on the first work day about mid-morning. And so that complex expression is going to automatically populate. And then it's going to link to the monthly review itself. And so I put my monthly reviews under Journal Monthly, and it's going to be October 2024. And the reason I do this is when I go and actually do it, I have a backlink here to my weekly review, so I can easily go through them. And so anyways, I'm going to show you what it looks like to insert this. At any point you can take a note and insert your dynamic template using the curly brace equals syntax. So this mimics the @ equals or angle bracket equals syntax already built in to Amplenote, but those insert them as static templates, whereas curly brace equals allows us to insert as a dynamic template. And so you'll always have this option of pick template. And so you can go click that and you get this menu, and you can take a note out there and insert it there, and it's going to insert it in a dynamic way. So that's an option, but even better option is if you set a default for the tag. And so any defaults are going to pop up there too as suggestions. And so one of the ways to do that, you'll notice here in my template weekly review, is I tagged it with Journal Weekly. That's going to make it the default for Journal Weekly. I also have to tag it with my system template tag to indicate that this is a dynamic template. Now this is a user configurable template. You can change that to something else if you want. Now if you'd rather not pollute your tag namespace, there is another way to do this. You can go to the Dynamic Templater Manage Defaults menu here, and you can use this interface to set defaults. Unfortunately, it does not work for mobile because it's a sidebar menu. So I'm going to try to figure out another way to do that, but on desktop at least you can set these. And so you can set a global template that's just suggested for any note, and then you can set suggestions for different tags. And so I could actually go in here and add a suggestion for or default for my daily jots. And so maybe my daily jots by default I want it to be a bullet journal template. So I'm going to add that on there. And so we'll circle back to that. But anyway, so I could go in and create a note and insert this template, but actually the way I want to do this is a little different. So I'm going to pull up my dashboard now. I have a general dashboard note where I might have different links and buttons that really help me go about my week. And so I'm going to have this reviews section where I have this link, and you may recognize this, but this is a new note link that is documented in the Amplenote documentation. It's already supported. But again, when you do this, you specify a source, and it creates that note with that source note as a template, but it does it in a static way. And so what the plugin does is automatically detects that you have a new note link, and it adds this dynamic templater create button. So you can go hit that and it will create it in a dynamic way. Now there's another way to do this, second way to do this that I actually prefer because it's a little more powerful. And so I can go and add a templater new note link here. And so if I do that, it's going to bring up this little wizard to create this link. And I can add this link title, so start new weekly review. And then the note name can be a dynamic name. And so this is part of the power of this. So I'm going to insert this expression here because this is going to be the name of the weekly review, Monday of last week to Friday of last week. I'm going to add my journal weekly tag and make sure to add my weekly review template as the template. So when I create this, it's going to create that link there. And all I have to do to execute it and start a new weekly review is hit that little click to run plugin icon. And so I can kind of treat it as a button where I go in and hit that and voila. Now we have our new weekly review. And so we can just do this every week. Every week I'll go hit that button and it'll automatically create my weekly review for the prior week. You can see October 7th to 11th there because today is the 13th that I'm recording this. And then here are all my daily jots for the week. And so I can easily just go through and scroll through and see what were my daily jots. So the 9th, I said I really lacked focus today. I want to try and do a better job of listing my goals for the week. I can also open those notes if I really want to. And then my tasks, this is the task for now, and then also my hidden tasks down here. It's all automatically populated, ready to go. And so anyways, that's one of the powerful ways I like to use this. But I can also, you remember I added that default for the daily jots. And so the default I added was this bullet journal template, very simple template, just this kind of numbered list with these bullet journal questions. I also just happened to link to a bullet journal entries, say 2024 note, because I like to group them that way with an inline link. So, but yeah, if I go here to my jots, it will suggest it. Now, there is a bug with Amplenote where it doesn't always bring up the plugin suggestions. Hopefully this will get fixed soon, but if that happens to you, all you have to do is type a little bit and it will pop up. So here, dynamic templater, there's a default dynamic template for this tag, and I can go ahead and insert it. And if I hit that, boom, there you go. So I've got this bullet journal entries and that from my template automatically inserted for the day. And so I can get that prompt every day. It also doesn't have to be daily jots. I can do that with any of my tags. It will do the suggestions. But another thing I just wanted to go ahead and show you while I'm here is that if my template is just a list, say like in this case a numbered list, I can also insert it in a smart way. And so I can come in here and I'm going to go ahead and insert the bullet journal template again. Not that you would normally do this, but just for this demonstration. And it's automatically going to go ahead and insert it at that indentation level. And so this can be useful for like task lists or other lists that you just like to insert in the middle of another list. It does kind of a smart insertion to go ahead and put it at that level. It's kind of the same with like if I had a task here, I created a little task list where, just as an example, I can just have that list of tasks and it'll automatically insert them there. And so, you can see that note over here. It was a very simple task list. But anyways, also the global note, if I have a global note, any note I go to, it's going to suggest it. Here's the, a tag default, global default, pig template. So anyways, these are just some of the features. I hope this plugin is helpful to you. I hope to keep improving it. And if you have any questions or suggestions, I would love to hear from you. Thank you.